Well, I am so excited because today we're going to be trying out the final Tier 5 Super Monkey Tower that I've yet to do on this channel. That one being the Anti-Bloon. I mean, just look how awesome and menacing he looks. And the best part about him, he's the cheapest one out of all the Super Monkeys. Coming in at $90,000, that's a lot cheaper than the $400,000 plus for the True Sun God and the $200,000 plus for the Legend of the Night. So we already covered the True Sun God, who got us to around 140. Legend of the Night also got us to around 100. We're going to test and see if the Anti-Bloon can do the same exact thing. Now, what sets this tower apart from the other Tier 5s is that this one is more actively managed. That being, it has active abilities that you have to click in order to use. That being said, it does have the Robo Monkey ability here. Half Super Monkey, half Killer Robot, shoots from 2 guns at once. Then it goes to Tech Terror, which destroys most Bloons completely and utterly within blast radius upon clicking the active ability. And then last but not least, the Anti-Bloon, which literally says Program Directive Eradicate Bloons Initiate. So we're gonna blow up some Bloons. And I figured, why not try this on a fun map? So let's go ahead and let's do the Spice Islands, which I could be wrong, but I think it's a recreation of a Bloons Tower Defense 5 map. So this should be a lot of fun. All right, let's plop them on down here. Where are you hiding, Mr. Super Monkey? Oh, that's right, we can't afford it yet. Well, that's what we're going to do to start off, is we are going to have to give ourselves some cash drops here, just so that we can actually afford this upgrade. And then from there, we can just kind of let him go and do his thing. Now, something important to keep in mind about this tower is that alone, without any upgrades at all, he should be able to last well into the 20s of waves, at least right up until you need him to pop camo Bloons. Now, that round comes at round 24, so until then, I'd be kind of shocked if we weren't all right. But either way, we are going to do one thing here. We are going to start trying to collect up some extra cash there. And now any money that we get, we're going to put towards upgrading this bad boy right here. So in order to get him to actually be able to win the game, like I said, he does need to be able to hit camo Bloons specifically. So we're going to have to go the bottom route of upgrades, which is something I normally don't necessarily like to do when it comes to this tower. I normally would, in a perfect world, have it going to the top route, but being we're trying to play it legit and not use a monkey village to test this out, we're kind of left with no real options. So that's just the way things are going to go down. All right, well, either way, money is flowing at a decent enough pace. I mean, like I said, we don't really need a ton of money, luckily. So that's always good. And we should be good. Now, a good thing about the bottom route is that that does allow you to unlock the knockback ability. And the knockback ability lets you send Bloons right back to start, which is beyond overpowered, if you ask me. Like, that is super duper cool. So, something to keep in mind. That one alone, actually, is kind of similar to when we used the Superstorm, the Druid Tower, and we were able to send back even Moab Bloons to start. This does the precise same thing. The only difference is it doesn't have all the theatrics of a giant hurricane, but, you know, still really cool. So there we go, and we are off to the races, saving our money as we can. So before I spend any money, I would like to think we can get to Monkey Wall Street to get a Tier 5 for this. We'll see if that's the case, though. I don't know. So just to show you all how well he's still performing without any upgrades at all, we're on round 22 right now, and no upgrades in the slightest. And he'd be able to continue on this path had it not have been exactly for the camo Bloon that's going to be coming in on round 24. Now, for the sake of saving up money, we are going to let it pass because we do have a mana shield in the back anyway, so we'll just revive the amount of lost Bloons lives literally at the start of that round, so it didn't matter. And that way we can inch closer to getting Monkey Wall Street with the 51,000 upgrade. Now, these purple Bloons are interesting because right now we're using the Super Monkey as a primary tower, meaning it's just using traditional old darts and not any kind of like magical ability whatsoever. So because of that, he's able to pop purple Bloons. Had we upgraded to the top though and got Laser Blast and the upgrade of that Plasma Blast, he actually would be repelled by the purple Bloons, which is just a super interesting note. I've brought this up before, but oh, there we go. We actually might not have a choice here but to start getting some upgrades because some of the Bloons are getting a little riley and getting on pass. So we got the knockback ability for now. We'll see if that's enough. And uh-oh, he might actually need a little bit of an upgrade here. We're gonna have to get the Tech Terror. So we had to spend a ton more money than we wanted to there. The reason for it though is that unfortunately there was no real other way to do it. They're literally, that's it. I mean, that's unfortunate to say, but there was no other way to really get him to hit the lead Bloons. because otherwise we'd have to go the Plasma Blast route, but then we couldn't go to the Camo route as well. So let me run you through what just happened there, because it happened really quick, and I realized I bought a bunch of upgrades, and there wasn't time to even explain it. So we have the knockback ability, which pushes Bloons back to start. We already established that. We have the Ultra Vision, which basically allows you to hit Camo Bloons. That's it. That's the whole, that's the point of it. Just pop camos. Then we have the Super Range ability. You get longer range. The Epic Range ability. You get even longer range. Then you get the Robo Monkey ability, which basically gives you 2 guns, so he's now twice as effective. Now, the Tech Terror, although is an active ability, it comes with a passive that does convert it over to magic attacks. We're gonna have to see. It might actually prevent us from hitting purple balloons, in which case we might not have a choice but to set up a special tower for it, the Monkey Village, but we'll see. And that's where we are right now. Then the Anti-Bloon upgrade will be coming, well, as soon as we can afford it, really. It's 76 grand, so it's gonna be a minute. Now, one thing I would like to see is if our super ability that we have now, so I'll just use it right now, will that actually allow us to hit the purple balloons or not? That much I don't know. So that's something we're gonna have to wait and see. Either way, in terms of manpower, though, this tower alone, without any upgrades, without going to tier 5, oh, there we go, yes! So that proves it there. So we are going to have to take the L on this round, because unfortunately, there's just no actual way for us to pop those balloons. So we're going to have to go the Monkey Village route. And actually, we chose an island map, which I was just doing for the meme of it, but now it's turning out to hurt me. We're going to have to get a pontoon down and use that. So there we go. And it is unfortunate, but so far what that means for us is that this tower is definitely weaker than its counterparts because, well, in order to actually succeed, he has no choice but to have this ability here. It's very sad. Very sad stuff. All right, we are back on round 39 now, so we are inching our way along through the various waves. Now, this is going to be the last wave of easy mode, and as of right now, we have not upgraded our Super Monkey friend here to Tier 5 in the Tech Terror path. So, pretty much, he's doing just fine as a Tier 4. This Tier 4 specifically, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if it could last us all the way through medium mode, including popping a BFB balloon. After that point, we definitely got to upgrade him to a Tier 5, otherwise there will be huge problems. But all things considered, Super Monkeys at Tier 4 levels compared to other towers are, well, as their name would say, super. I mean, they pretty much could stop just about anything. There are a handful of other towers as well that fall into that category, but more so than ever are the Super Monkeys. But of course, that's what comes along with the price tag. I mean, some of these upgrades, although this is the cheapest one getting the Anti-Bloon, the other ones cost $400,000 for Tier 5 and $200,000 for Tier 5. So you kind of get what you pay for, especially when it comes to the Super Monkey. That being said, there are also some cheaper ones out there for Tier 5s that aren't the Super Monkey that make no sense at all. Like, for instance, I find the Grandmaster Ninja to be one of the best in the game, and it literally only costs $29,000 on easy mode, which just, to me, doesn't make any sense at all. That's just kind of shocking. But there we go. As you saw, there were a couple of camo purple balloons, and because of our Monkey Village upgrade now, we're actually able to pop them and stop them in their tracks before they can sneak on by, which is good, because we literally almost lost otherwise. Like I said, it is unfortunate. I always hate when we don't have a tower that, as I like to call them, pretty much just being a solo tower, more or less. So having the ability to succeed even without any other towers. This isn't a standalone solo tower. It unfortunately does need the assistance of a Monkey Village or other towers that can hit purple balloons. So just the harsh reality of the situation. Either way, we are closing in right now on being able to afford the Anti-Bloon, the Tier 5 upgrade. So here we go, and a big old boom. There he is in Tier 5 form, just crushing it right now. So that does help his active ability out a bunch. So there you go. As you can see, that'll destroy pretty much anything within its vicinity. But at the same time, he also has passive abilities as well that have been upgraded with the addition of that Tier 5. It's something weird about Tier 5s where a lot of times it doesn't describe any changes in the actual, like, I guess we'll call it the purchase description. However, it does make actual changes. So it might not say them, but believe me, it does make them more powerful. At least the majority of the time. This is round 50 though here, and as you saw, against 2 Moabs, he could not be stopped. So I'm still weary of the fact of this one being able to make it to round 100 like its counterparts. We're still going to put it to the test. I'm thinking more so like round 90 is when everything starts to collapse, especially against the DDT balloons. That's when I really believe things will go downhill. But time will tell. All right, here it is, everyone. Round 60, our first attempt at fighting a BFB. Without even using an active ability, it just got absolutely shredded, which is kind of what we expected. The active ability will definitely come in handy later in the game, but for now, completely unnecessary. All these Super Monkey's passive abilities are able to kind of carry us in to the golden zone. So let's keep it up. Let's see where it's at. Right now, though, 62, holding strong. We'll give it one more test on round 63, and then from there, we'll just fast forward through them all as we normally do on the more boring quote-unquote rounds. The rounds where not much changes occur. So here we go. Testing 63, and a lot of heavies coming through at a fast pace, but still not enough to stop us there. Yeah, they're throwing them in at a high frequency, but it's just really not causing the Super Monkey Tower to budge in the slightest. They just... yeah, that's it. All right, we're moving in on round 78 now. So we're closing in on the last 3 rounds of hard mode, which would be 78, 79, and 80. If we can secure this, then we have proven that this tower is at least powerful enough to beat all of hard mode. However, the test that we're really throwing at ourselves here is whether or not this tower can make it around 100, which is an entirely different discussion, because between 80 and 100, 2 major changes happen. Well, actually 3. Round 80 introduces, of course, the ANTI-Bloon, but it only produces one of them. During this time, you will see multiple ANTI-Bloons after round 80 coming in a single round. You'll see reinforced ANTI-Bloons, which are a little more rare, but they do come towards the end around the high 90s waves. You have DDTs coming in the 90s waves as well, which are brand new. And then you have the giant purple Moab, which is just a monstrosity. It's insane. And that comes in around 100. So pretty much, you have a lot of massive changes that happen between them that make around 80 to 100 specifically much more difficult than any other gap of 20 rounds I could think of. Like, literally, the gap between 20 and 40 is laughable. There's not really anything going on. 80 to 100 is not laughable. 80 to 100 is, well, quite terrifying, to be honest with you. It's horrifying. But that being said, we did just beat round 80 with ease, and now we're gonna breeze on through these and hopefully make it straight through to at least the 90s of waves without any real struggle at all. So things are really starting to heat up here now, and we haven't even hit round 90 yet. I actually almost had to pull the trigger and use the special ability on round 87 there. So I figured it's a good time to cut back in because our days might be numbered with this tower. Like I said, unlike other Super Monkey Towers and other towers in general where I can almost guarantee they'll make it to round 100, I just genuinely don't feel it with this particular tower. I hope I'm wrong, though. I really do. I mean, it'd be super awesome if he did, but that's why we're here today. We're testing it out, pushing it to the limits, and seeing the real capabilities of the Anti-Bloon Tower. And uh-oh, here we go. And let's just call it, use the super ability. As you saw, the super ability just wipes out everything in its path. The problem is the cooldown on it is pretty brutal, and we could have probably saved it for those DDT balloons that just tried rushing by. That was quite terrifying, to be honest. And oh, look, that was kind of cute, that little animation there when I paid the $1,000 to cut down that tree. That was cool. And oh my, we might need the super ability again, and it wasn't. Oh, wow. That's what I'm talking about. Like, that is crazy. That is actually crazy that almost just took over there. All right. And the ZOMG's coming in. I think the Bloon Annihilation ability will destroy that, but we'll see. Also, one thing I do like about it having 2 different cannons is that both the cannons work independent of each other. So one of the cannons can target some balloons while the other one can be targeted at a completely different set of them. And oh, wow. That took everything in my power not to click that button. Like, I was so close to clicking the, essentially the nuke button, if you will. And I didn't there. Oh, I had to there. Wow, that came down to the wire. That was terrifying. All right, come on. Hold strong here, buddy. Hold strong. I think he might lose it here. I think round 94 might be where things go down south. Let's see. Oh, my gosh. He barely held on there. That was absolutely insanely lucky. All right. I think he's going to beat this round at the minimum, but I might have to use the ability again, in which case, yeah, we're going to have to call it there. And then, well, now it's just luck, because if they come in at the frequency that they just did the prior round, that's game. He's cooked. But it looks like they're coming in at a weaker frequency, which buys us some time to maybe get the recharge online, and no, that's going to be a big negatory. And he loses round 95. That was shockingly bad, unfortunately. I wish he was as good as his other Super Monkey Tier 5 counterparts, but unfortunately he's not. But still, a powerful monkey tower nonetheless.